In this video, you'll learn how to create a basic HTML/JS single-page application with PhoneJS. We'll define two views using the MVVM approach, and we'll add simple actions to move between these views. I've already created a simple web page and added references to the following libraries: jQuery, Knockout, Globalize, and PhoneJS. Plus, I've referenced the PhoneJS styles for each platform so that our application looks native. To demonstrate this, I'll enable the Ripple emulator. First, we need to create an HTML application object to turn our HTML page into an application. I'll do this within the jQuery function. The HTML application object will control the application's lifecycle and display views. Now I'm going to specify a routing format and call the navigate method. To define an HTML template for the home view, add a div element with the data options attribute set to dxView. I'll name it Home. This name will be used to identify the view. Now, write Hello World within the div element. And that's it. Let's see how our application works. Together with the applied CSS styles, the view's HTML template represents a view in the MVVM approach. The next step is to create a view model for our view. First, we have to associate a JavaScript function with the view, and this function must have the same name as our view, which was Home. As you can see, I declared it in the application's namespace. The object returned by this function will be a view model. Now, let's add the message field to the view model object. I'll set this field to Welcome and replace the simple Hello World string with the h1 element bound to the message field. And here you can see the result. Alright, now let's see how to update a UI automatically when the view model changes. For this purpose, I'll make the message field observable and demonstrate how the text that is bound to this field will be updated in response to the change of this field. I'll add the DX text box widget to the view and bind the value option of this widget to an observable name field. In addition, I'll add the DX button widget and bind its click action to the view model's function. In this function, I'll set the message field to the value of the name field. And again, let's look at the result. To demonstrate navigation between views, I'll add the second view. Let's name it Greeting. I'll add the h1 element to this view and bind this element to the message field of the greeting view model. To navigate to the greeting view, I'll add the button to the Home view and bind its click action to the View Models function. Next, I'll call the Navigate method and pass greeting as a parameter. Finally, to return back to the Home view, I'll add a button to the Greeting view and bind the click action to the registered function. And let's see how the navigation works. Now I'm going to add a toolbar to the Home and Greeting views and provide a visual transition effect when one view changes to another. To do this, I'll use one of the PhoneJS predefined layouts. Here is the layouts markup. As you can see, there is a toolbar and a placeholder for a view in it. In addition, this markup is accompanied by required style sheets so that a page with this layout looks great on every supported device. Here is a layout controller that uses this markup to show views. It's activated for the simple navigation strategy. So I'll specify this strategy for my application using the navigation type option of the HTML application object. I'll wrap the view's markup by the div element with the data options attribute set to DX content. This will indicate where our views will be displayed. And let's look at the result. Now a transition from one view to another is animated, a toolbar is available, and a back button is added to it automatically. Now let's remove our implementation of the back button and specify the title markup option for our views so that view names are displayed on the toolbar. We can also pass the text entered into the Home view to the Greeting view and concatenate it to the Hello string. To do this, add the name parameter to the application's routing format and set the parameter's default value to an empty string. Now let's expand the parameter list passed in the Navigate function with a value of the name field. This will conform to the new routing format. I made the message field of the Greeting view model observable and set this field to the text passed as a parameter from the view's URL. And again, let's look at the result. As you can see, we've built this simple but functional application easily using the PhoneJS framework. Thanks for watching, and thank you for choosing DevExpress.